All right, I got it.
All right.
Hey, you groovy dudes, it's us again.
Oh my.
Hey, cool cats, what's up? It's us. We're back again for another episode of Getting Real, and we're talking about a movie from the end of the 60s.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Probably the end of the 60s entirely, because a
Very
lot
close.
of people say that the 60s end on August 9th.
Yeah, on that day.
The ninth film
Yes.
from Quentin. It's got Brad Pitt.
It's got Leo.
It's got the Leo DiCap,
Mm-hmm.
Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie.
It's got
Timothy Oliphant.
It's got Luke Perry.
got Luke.
R.I.P.
Austin Butler, who I mean I recognize him, but I guess he's like a teen heartthrob these days.
Yeah.
Wouldn't know, but he looked cool on a horse. He did.
Yeah. You know, sometimes you gotta look cool on her.
Would I look cool on a horse?
No.
Probably not.
No.
Yeah.
That's probably
Let's
right.
not even, we can't even debate that. That's a hard
I don't want
no.
to think about that right now.
I'll explain the movie to you, even though you've already seen
Yes,
it.
thank you.
So it stars Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio as Rick Dalton and his stunt double Cliff. They live next to Sharon Tate and Roman Polanski, and then some weird stuff happens. There's not really much of a plot, but Rick
No.
Dalton's having like a midlife crisis with his movie career.
Aren't we all?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
know, it's about that time.
It's getting up there.
Cliff, his stunt double, is this cool cat who doesn't really have a purpose in life.
He may
Yep.
or may not have murdered his wife.
Yes.
May or may not.
And the jury is still out.
It is.
It's a plotless movie with very great characters, which
Oh,
is
man.
a Tarantino staple.
Things happen at the end, but it's
Yeah.
just we're just watching these kind of a day in the life of these characters, which is and it's set in like 1960s Hollywood, which is fun.
And, like, this movie is, it spends so much time immersing us
Yeah.
into 1969 Hollywood.
Yeah.
With these one actor and stunt double, and it's so great. They pulled it off incredibly well.
Yeah.
We all know what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen at the end. We all know. But I'm not going to say it. But we all know.
Do we all know?
Well, I mean, youngins.
Youngins.
Yeah, if
Youngins
you
don't.
don't know Sharon Tate and Roman Polanski and Manson, that whole
I
thing.
mean, if you've
it's-
not lived through the 90s with the craziness that was Charles Manson in prison, you probably don't know anything about this movie. Brad Pitt's character is an anti-hero who's not a hero. Even at the end of the movie, when he's done his deed, you're still like, well, to me, I was like, but do I like this guy?
No.
Like, he's cool, yeah. He's got this aura around him, but the way he goes about his life is like kind of gross.
I think Tarantino's built up some cred over the last few years, like
Yeah.
ever since maybe like Inglourious Bastards. Like, okay, someone could just walk off the street who's never seen a Tarantino movie and probably enjoy it. I would say this one is not like that.
I completely agree with that. Yeah.
It is more of like a dialogue. It's more character. It's more. It seems very personal for him too. It's like about a dude who was like immersed in westerns and is part of the Western culture, and then he's just like, what am I doing with my life? Like, I'm just kind of like fading, and my star is fading, and all these other shining stars are coming, you know, and that's very Tarantino, I think,
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah,
It's
it
like,
definitely is.
He's talking about the end of his career, like, or the end of his directing career, at least. Tarantino's like, you know, hey, I'm still here,
Yeah.
you know, and so it seems very personal for him. So if you love Tarantino, you're gonna love this movie.
Oh, yeah.
You know, if you like Tarantino, you may like it. If you're one of those people that's like, yeah, I saw Django Unchained, it was good, you know, like, you're not gonna like this
Nothing
movie.
like that.
If you saw the trailers and you're like, I can't wait to see that action-packed Tarantino movie,
Yeah.
you're not gonna get that. Like, Bruce Lee doesn't kick Charles Manson in the face.
Nope.
All right, like it's
Wow.
not.
Post-credit scene. Should have stayed till the end.
Dang it! No.
Because Bruce Lee kills everybody.
They push like Bruce Lee in the preview. Like Bruce Lee, minor spoiler, is like barely in the movie. You know, they push Charles Manson in the trailer. Charles Manson, light spoiler, not in the movie that much. Like it's not about like what it kind of is advertised.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad thing, but
Yeah.
like again, you have to be careful. Like, don't go see this movie thinking it's just gonna be like Kill Bill and Inglourious
Yeah.
Bastards, but in 1969.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, this movie is kind of like Jackie Brown a little
Yeah,
bit, where
it is very
it takes
Jackie
its
Brown-esque,
time and builds up the characters. And you're gonna say something.
Tarantino's best movie.
Really?
I might agree with you.
I mean, it's great. I don't agree with that.
Well, you're both
It's-
wrong.
And-
it's
and
like-
Even though you agree with me, you're both wrong.
And everyone out there who's like, oh, hey, here's the Tarantino movies ranked, and you put Kill Bill Volume 2 like at the bottom.
USA
Kill
Today.
Bill 3. Yeah, I'm talking to you, USA Today.
What was
And-
that?
And you put Kill Bill Volume 1 at like 3. They're like one movie.
It's the same,
alright?
like-
it's like cutting like the end of the Godfather and being like, oh, well, the end of the Godfather is the worst of Francis Ford Coppola. And then the first half of The Godfather is #1. This is a great, acting movie. I mean,
Oh, it's every performance is fantastic.
and even Leo, sometimes this is how great of an actor Leo is to me. I almost didn't like him as Rick Dalton.
Yeah.
I thought the performance was a little wavering, but maybe that was on purpose. But then as soon as he is a character in a TV show, it's a very long scene, but I was oh, this is so great.
Quentin Tarantino, there's two fans in my opinion. There's the fans that love his craft of movie making.
He's an auteur director.
He's so he's got a voice and he's great at writing. And then there's the fans who love his violence. And this is not that movie.
Yeah.
I mean,
Until the
end. Then it's oh, there it is. There's the.
Can I be both fans?
Absolutely, yes.
Both fans.
But there's.
I want to be two people.
There's people that are going to see Hateful Eight because they're oh man, I loved Django and Inglourious Bastards.
Mm-hmm.
And then they walked out and they're like,
oh,
what did I do with my life? Sometimes I think the way Tarantino approaches female characters is a little Kill Bill, Jackie Brown. You're like, yes, finally you've stopped fetishizing women. But then this one, it's feet.
It's
feet,
so much.
feet. But I feel the way Sharon Tate is presented is this loss of innocence because they talk about it.
She's someone who's she goes and sees a movie of herself and she's enjoying it. She's enjoying the audience watching it. It's he's putting her on a pedestal of he doesn't. The movie's not about her, and the movie isn't about her murder. It's about it's to be compared with Rick Dalton, someone who has posters of himself everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
And this kind of rising star who is just kind of hey, come over to my house. Why don't you come hang out with me? So here we go. How many Hateful Eights out of 8 would you give it?
Hateful Eights out of 8.
I hate you, JD.
How many Red Apple cigarettes out of 10 would you give it?
I would go for a 9. What's 9 in Italian? 9 in Italian out of 10.
I gotta go. 9.5. 9.5 Red Apple cigarettes out of 10. It's the best movie of the year so far for me, and the performances alone are great to see.
I'm gonna go a little lower. I would go an 8. I'm still processing. It's a movie that I've been thinking about a lot since I saw it last night, and I feel I'm gonna keep thinking about it over the next few days. Probably gonna watch it again.
If you love movies, it's hard to not like Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, because he makes movies for people who love movies.
Yeah. And what's not to like?
But hopefully he makes Star Trek as his 10th movie, and that's
No,
that'll be weird.
Tarantino's hey, I'm still here.